Toronto Centre.
Thank you, Speaker. This government is failing to adequately staff Toronto's newest Ontario Court of Justice facility. In September, a man charged with sexually assaulting a minor walked free because his case took too long to get to trial. Last week, another sexual assault charge against a rapist was stayed, and his case was also thrown out because of the long court delay. What a waste of Toronto police resources. Speaker, despite this government's claim that they are fixing the courts, the Ministry of the Attorney General saw a base funding cut in the fall economic statement. How is the Premier justifying funding cuts to the court system when he is already failing survivors?
And to reply, the Attorney General.
Speaker, it's so rich coming from that member, from that party, Mr. Speaker.
Anti-police.
I want to say, when we put $6 million to increase staffing, these members voted against it, Mr. Speaker. When we put $72 million for the criminal case backlog, these members did not support it, Mr. Speaker. When we talk about funding the police, they say defund the police. When we say support victims, they say build the administration. When we say we want to modernize, they say, no, we like our fax machines, Mr. Speaker. I'll take no lessons from that member from that party.
Order. The supplementary question.
Despite the political spin, what we do know is that there is a base funding cut from this ministry. In this incident, Judge Brock Jones said, there is no reason for this case to have not been completed had the courts been properly staffed. Instead of 2 full days of court time, they were wasted and the case was adjourned. In an interview with CTV, Speaker, Emily of Fergus, Ontario, the survivor was devastated after her case was tossed, and she shared this comment. I crumbled, she said. It took so much to even do that first step of giving my statement to the police and then going to the hospital. Then after a year and a half, I decided to go back to Toronto and face the trial, face this man and tell my story. Now it's over. Speaker, what does the Premier have to say to Emily and all the survivors seeking justice after allowing their rapists to walk free?
To reply, the Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will reiterate that any lost trial, any closed courtroom is not acceptable to this government. That is why we are picking up the pieces that were left behind by this group and this group, Mr. Speaker, because although they feign concern, Mr. Speaker, they're just chasing headlines and politicizing people's tragedies, Mr. Speaker. They're doing nothing. We're standing up for the people of Ontario. They sit on their hands. Every time we vote to support resources, modernization, the police, technology, Mr. Speaker, improving classification of workers, everything that we're doing, they're sitting on their hands. So, Mr. Speaker, they manifest change, but they do nothing.